Okay, so you guys are in this particular session because, oh, amazing. I like that. I like that. Okay, so you're in this particular session because I'm thinking you might have some desire to possibly start a business, build an existing business that you already have. This is Side Hustle Academy. This also happens to be a strength of mine as far as building entrepreneurship. So, quick question for you. Everybody that's on now, how many of you guys were in person with us on Wednesday? Just let me know in the chat. You could thumbs up. You could send me a quick note. Love that somebody just put a picture up there. I like seeing people. That's great. That's all right if you weren't there. I'm just curious. No. Okay. That's okay. Okay. All right. Okay, good. So we got some new news. Good. Okay. So let me start with this then. My name is Tamara Sandifer. Most people call me Miss T. And I have an organization called Studio T Arts and Entertainment. And what I do is I teach young people how to not only build a business, but also make money doing it, which is super duper ultra important, if you ask me. So first things first, and I'm loving that you guys are doing the chat things. First things first is I want to know who is interested in starting a business. And just start. There you go. Me. There's one. Come on. Okay. There's two. There's three. Not really sure. Okay. That's okay. We're going to get to that. Okay. There's five. There's six. There's six. Okay. So I got a good handful of you guys that are definitely responding. And I like that. I like this whole two-way experience. That's better for me. Oh, there's 9. There's 10. There's 11. There's 12. Good, good, good. So I almost got all of you. Okay, so the thing that I want to start with, and if you guys are taking notes, I don't want this to be a spectator opportunity. I want you guys to take notes. And as you're taking notes, if you find something that sticks out to you, put it in the chat. If you find something that, okay, that resonates with me, or I get that, or ooh, I don't get that at all, send a note so I can keep making this interactive, okay? So again, my name is Miss T with Studio T Arts, and you can look me up, just Google my name. But in the interest of conserving time, I want to get started. So first things first, when you're desiring to build a company or build a brand or build a small business, even if it's online, in person, pop up one time for the next 20 years, you want to build something, you always start with one thing. What is it that you want to sell? Is it a product, something physical that you can box and put on a shelf? Is it a service? A service could be something like mentoring or coaching or teaching something that is a specialty for you to other people and then paying you for it. So first things first, what is it that you're dreaming about, thinking about, desiring to start as a business? What's your it thing? What's the thing that you absolutely love and can do it all day long because you just enjoy it so much? So tell me, just start putting it in the chat so I can see what you guys are thinking. Makeup, okay. Okay, I see that. I see that. Anybody else? For me, my one thing was dance. And I can tell you, I've built a multi-million-dollar company out of dance. I see you. Thank you for that. Merch, okay? So when you say merch, I like that. Merch, like what? Hoodies, t-shirts, sweats, shoes. Are you a shoe designer? Tell me more about that merch. Okay, I see the yes. I want to see more. Making figures, movable, like action figures. Okay, I like that. I like that. Keep going, keep going. Okay, Photoshop, that's big money. Making skateboards, yo, that's dope idea. Reselling shoes. So you're going to take shoes and then tidy them up, clean them up, add some colors, some stuff to it, and then resell them. I'm trying to get you guys to get a little clearer about what you're offering me here. And if you're one of those people, tacos, I will buy your tacos. Are they good tacos? Animating's big money. Very good. Okay. So are you starting an animating studio or what? Okay. So see somebody put in there that whatever is possible. I'll tell you this right now. Vague dreams get vague results. Anything's possible. So you have to be strategic about what your it is. So anything might not get you something. So be a little clearer. Okay, so let's get started because you guys have a ton of really fantastic ideas, and I hope that you're writing these down. So as we're having this conversation, write them down. Tony, I like that you're going to be a farmer. That's big money right there, and we need more of those. Okay, so first things first, if you don't have a piece of paper, a pen, I always write things down. I want you to grab something that you can write down with because I'm going to give you some key things so that you can document your process. You got to have a map. If you don't have a map, you go nowhere. If you if you don't have a map, you don't know where you're going. So the first things first is write down what you would love to do. Now, some of you guys already put that stuff in the chat, but I want you to write it down. If you're going to use your phone and take a note, that's fine. But if you can get a piece of paper and a pen, that's better. So write it down. That's number one. I desire to have a hustle doing this. Okay. And so once you have that written down, we're going to start with steps. So one of the first things that I did when I built my first side hustle was I had to give it a name. So anytime you birth a business, it's like a human. You're growing a human. You're growing an organism, a mechanism. So one of the things I want you to consider as you're considering what to do as far as a side hustle is what you're going to call it. Okay, that's not something that you have to have solidified in the very beginning, but it is something that you want to be considerate of throughout the process of developing. So that's number one. Number two, I know many times people want to start a company because they want to make money. So if you have, let's say, for instance, I saw making tacos. That's good. I saw making my own music. That's good too. Is it you just making songs to sell to a label, or is it you making songs for your own label that you push out, let's say by streaming apps and YouTube and just doing your own indie branding? So you want to be clear about that. So as you're documenting, number one, what you want to do. Number two, what you're going to call this baby. Number three, how are other people already making money at this? Again, most people get into business because they want to make money. Anything, I'm going to tell you really quickly, anything you do, I promise you, it's monetizable. People make money just cleaning up after dogs after they go to the bathroom. There's money in everything. So depending on, my son does that too. I see you. I see you. My son does that too, and he definitely makes money at it. So anyhow, you can make money at anything, but is there someone in your vein of things? Is there someone doing something like you already want to do that's making money? If so, your second step is research. So I have a question. All of you have been offering me such phenomenal ideas as far as what you want to do with your side hustle. Have you done your homework? Have you searched the internet? Have you read some books? Have you talked to somebody that's already doing something similar to what you're doing? That's a question for you. Because all the time I work with hundreds and thousands of people, and all the time I get this question, okay, Miss T, I want to be rich. I want my own business. But one of the first things I did is I sat down, I booked appointments. I took people to lunch. I took people to have a coffee or Starbucks or something like that. And I sat them down and I asked them tons of questions about what they were doing before I got into it. So I see that. I see your question. And how do you start a merch? I'm going to tell you. See, I got my own merch on. I make my own stuff. My team does, my company does. But I'm going to tell you, I can tell you how to do all of that. But I'm giving you the initial steps. So as you guys are asking these questions, make sure you're also listening and taking notes, because I'm trying to help you with the steps that I took. And some of you are asking me questions that are down here, and you want to be focusing on what's happening right here. So again, first things first, what do you want to do? That's number one. Number two, have you researched your field that you're looking to build entrepreneurship into? Have you met with someone? Have you talked with people that are already doing it? Have you sent emails to these people that are already doing that, asking them questions and how they got started? That's number two. You gotta do your homework. Most often people get into business or they start a side hustle, but they start it without being informed. So if you are not doing your homework, if you are not studying how people make it, even study the ones that get into the business and don't make it. That's super important. You want to make sure that you're studying that. Okay. And number 3, again, I'm getting this question over and over again. And I love that you guys are asking this question. You should not be, Aaron, I see that you shouldn't be doing your homework right now. If you're doing that research right now, that means you're not listening to me. And if you're not listening to me, you're going to miss something. So let me rewind just for a second. So I gave you point 1, point 2. I hope you wrote them down. But let me tell you a little bit about my company. I have a multi-million-dollar organization where I get to teach young people arts, media, and entrepreneurship. We make movies, we make merch, we do dance stuff. I train champions. I work with people in the realm of Hollywood and theater and the arts on a very massive scale. And again, we do this not just in one city. We do this dominating an entire state and across the country. I don't know how acquainted you guys are with money magazines and money measuring entities, but I'm also on a Forbes list. That means, I'm doing something really cool as far as business. And just last year, I was nominated and won California's Woman of the Year. That means the state of California thinks I'm doing a good job, and they nominated me as Woman of the Year almost a year ago this month. So those are just some of my accolades, but I'm telling you, I built a company that services a community. And as a result, I'm honored for it, but I also get to make a lot of money doing what I do. And I have a lot of talent that I work with that now makes a lot of money doing what they do. So I'm saying that because people ask, how do you become rich? How do you make money doing what you're doing? Well, I have the company that I have now, but it started over 20 years ago. So when I first started doing my work, I did not make millions. In fact, I was making just enough money to put back into the company. So when you first get started, there's a possibility that you may not be rich initially. But the point is, you want to get started. If you don't get started, you won't be building your path towards having a company, a side hustle, your artistry that's making you an income that's sustaining the lifestyle that you want to live. So you want to get started. And if you're not, again, doing your research and have an idea which pathway you want to go down, it makes it really, really challenging to get started. So again, I'm doing what I'm doing now, but I've been doing it really since I was 7 years old, professionally for 37 years, as an organization for 20 years. So your third point is, once you have what you want to do, and then you have what you kind of want to name your baby, you want to get started. Okay, that's number 3. So for everybody that's taking notes, that's the third point. If you missed the first 2 points, because a good chunk of you guys popped in here after we got started, the first one is, what do you want to do, baby? Write it down. Number 2 is, hey, now that you know what you want to do, start thinking about a name for your brand. And number 3 is, now we got to get started. Now, what does get started look like? Super easy. You just take a step in a direction. So some of the things that some of you guys have offered is, you want to do tacos, you want to do merch, you want to build skateboards, you want to have a singing career, vocal career, album. Get started. Are you already singing? Other people's stuff, maybe? Are you writing your own your lyrics and practicing them? Are you performing anywhere? As far as my skateboarder guy, do you want to start? Do you have any designs, or are you working with an artist that can kind of start sketching out some of your designs for your boards? For the animators, are you already doodling characters? Are you playing around with any animation softwares? There's a ton of good free stuff out there. And I saw YouTuber come up quite a few times. YouTubers, listen, anybody can have a YouTube. That's the great thing about the world you live in. For those of you that said YouTubers and making money at it, you have to be very good at coming up with content that people want to consume. So are you, in the interest of getting started, do you have a YouTube account? That's number 1. Number 2, are you already coming up with episode ideas? Have you written outlines about what you want to share about? Are you going to interview guests? If so, who are you going to interview? Are you doing product review? If so, what products? Are you setting up some sort of roadmap for your YouTube channel so you can start building your audience, so you can start making money on all the stuff that you're putting out content wise. So again, these are just a few things in the interest of getting started. I'm gonna pause for just a second because I want you guys to take advantage of this little note chat thing that's happening right now. And I want you to tell me, what are the first 3 steps in building your side hustle? Go. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Who's got them? Who's got them? No. I already told you. Yep. I see that one. What do you say? There you go. What do you want? Very good. That's number 1. I see your name. Thank you. Yes, that's number 2. Give it a name. Boom, boom, boom. Yes. I see it. What's number 3? Okay, I see research. That's number 2. Good. What's number 3? Come on, give me number 3. No. Oh, I see get started. So if you're saying get started, you're 100% right. And I can tell some of you guys are out there definitely taking notes. You're hearing me, and that's what's up. I like that. Okay, so I'm going to push it forward a little bit. You ready? Can I get a thumbs up? Can I just keep going? Or do I need to go back? Thumbs up. Cool. Oh, I saw 1 thumbs down. I saw 2 thumbs down. Don't be giving me no thumbs down. That make me a little sad. Okay, I'm going to go anyways. Okay, so once you get started, we are going to talk about branding. I'll tell you right now, most often, one of the bigger challenges that I face when I'm coaching people and building their businesses is they're all over the place with the brand. They don't have a brand. They don't have a consistent brand. So I want to make sure that you guys are writing these things down, because if you can get these things in the beginning, you won't go back and have to fix them in the end. And it gets expensive when you don't deal with things in the beginning, because fix them in the end is going to cost you a lot of money. So branding, you're building a company, you're building a side hustle, you're building your product. You want to consider something. Number 1, not just what is it, not just what's the name, but you also want to consider something like, so when you see a white apple, what does it make you think? Oh, I'll ask again. Come on. When you see a white apple, what does it make you think? And I'm talking about branding. Thank you very much, Michaela. That's the Apple logo. Originally Macintosh. Now it's Apple. Apple, Macintosh. Macintosh was the original brand. Macintosh is an Apple. So it was the computer systems called Macintosh. Macintosh is an Apple. They changed the brand from Macintosh to Apple. And wherever you see that white apple, you know it's an I something. So that is very strategic branding. So I'm going to ask you another question now that I hopefully have your attention. When you see a golden M, what do you think? Yo! Okay. Yes, so anybody that said McDonald's, you're 100% right. And the reason you're 100% right is because when you see those golden arches, that indeed is McDonald's. Again, that's very strategic branding. You now know this entire organization internationally because of one corporate visible thing, the M's. So when you are developing your company, you want to think of something. You want to consider something that's going to be very easy for people to remember and connect to you, the brand. So sometimes I work with people and they develop their corporate identity and they have their logos and all these really great creative ideas, but it's not easy for the general consumer to remember. So when you're building something, you want to build something that's easy for the general consumer to remember. Now, again, my company is Studio T. How many of you guys see that logo? Oh, good. Good. I see the me's. Yes. Yes, we see it. Yes. Yes. Simple and effective. There you go. So no matter where you go, you know that T represents dance, media, entrepreneurship, youth, and making money. That's what that T represents. But when I first started, the T represented me, and I only did one thing, that's dance. So again, your logo, your corporate brand, your identity, you want to be thinking about that before you get started, or as you're getting started and building your company, because it'll make it easy for people to recognize your product versus anybody else's product. And there's a lot of people that are doing some of the things that you all are saying that you do, but we just want you to stand out from any competition. So how many of you guys have the ability to kind of concept, if you're like creative and you can draw, come up with a concept of what your logo might look like? Oh, okay. Already got a logo. Let's go. Somebody already got one. That's what's up. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so if you don't, one of the steps that you're going to have to take is you're going to have to get with somebody that is an artist. You're going to have to get on a platform called, write this down, Canva. Canva is your friend. Canva is going to help you with not only your corporate identity in the form of a logo, it's also going to help you build your flyers, short, quick little videos you can upload, stories for Instagram. It's a very robust tool to help you with marketing, graphics, logo and corporate identity, presentations, and things like that. And it's free. So if you have not done this already, set up an account, a free account called, or for Canva. So if you didn't write that down, because you're going to need that. Okay, so I'm about to give you another point. You guys ready? Oh, there's a thumbs up. Thank you. Yep, I see you, Ava. Thank you. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm seeing the thumbs up. Okay, so many of you said you want to make money doing the business thing, right? How many of you guys have set up some sort of banking account, whether a bank account, a Venmo, Cash App, a savings account, anything like that? If you do not have a way for you to take money in and put it someplace so you can pull from it to build your company, it's going to be very difficult for you to have paying customers. So how many of you guys have that? Oh, okay. I see you. I see you. Very good. Very good. There you go. Okay. So because you already have a bank account, it's going to make it easy for you to receive money. And one of the things that I teach is you got to make it very easy for people to give you money. How many of you guys are looking to sell a product online? Online. Good. Okay, I see you. So if you're looking to do something online, you want to consider a couple of things. I want you to write this down, and I'm just giving you all my steps. Write this down. You want to consider having a Square account, and you can go to squareup.com or Stripe. That means if you're going to have a website or an Instagram where you're going to say shop now, Shopify is another one, but you're going to want to set up some sort of merchant system where you can receive an exchange of currency online. So write those down. Etsy is definitely something, but it's not integratable into, let's say, a website. You'd have to redirect. And sometimes people don't like to hop. So if you say, okay, here it is on my Instagram, but in order to buy this product, go to this platform. And then once you get to this platform, you got to PayPal because it's Etsy. You want to build something in so people can purchase with one click. If people have to hop, I'm just telling you, people have to go to this thing, then go to this thing, and then click this button, then click this button. You're going to lose them. You want to get the money and get the money quickly. So again, write this down. You want to look up, do your homework, look up squareup.com or Stripe, because that's going to help you with your website, Instagram, Shopify, all of those. You can start taking money that goes into your business account. using those middle merchant systems. And they're very inexpensive and very easy to use. And they're very integratable into all these other platforms. Again, being able to take the money for your product is a super, super big deal. So first things first, identify what you want to do. Second thing is what we're going to call this, baby. Number 3, get started. Make sure you're doing your research. You got to do your research. Is somebody out there doing it? Have meetings with them, ask questions, take a step in the direction of your thingy. And then third is you want to start focusing on building a brand, starting with a logo. Now I see that name you put LLC, that's big business kind of stuff. So that tells me you've done some homework. And I don't know if you're over 18, but I know that you will need somebody to work with you if you're looking to build an LLC. And an LLC typically is because you want to protect your private assets and just have your business responsible. Should anything go awry, your business will be penalized and not you personally. A sole prop, now I'm getting into some big girl stuff, big boy stuff, but I'll do it. Okay, so there's some different levels to business. Number 1 is your sole prop. That means it's you and your company combined. If anything happens in the business, that's great. You benefit. Anything that happens in the business that's not so great, you are personally responsible. And if you have a home or a car or any private assets, they can go after private assets to take what belongs to somebody else. So a sole prop is step 1. 2 would be your LLC or your partnerships. That's when you're in business with somebody else. And the LLC is limited liability, which means you are not liable if something goes awry negatively and someone tries to sue you. They can't come after personal assets. You're protected. And number 3 is a corporation. A corporation is the same as building a completely different Hillman. And there's tax liability that's connected with the corporation. So you can have a corporation, you can have an S Corp, which is a little smaller, taxed lower. And then you can also have a nonprofit, which is a form of a corporation, but it has an exempt status, which means you don't pay taxes. So you run this corporation, but it's tax free, which means you have to offer some level of free-ish services so that it keeps your tax exempt status intact. And that's something that we offer. And it doesn't mean that your nonprofit can't make money. It just means that it can't be profitable in a way where it's not offering the charitable services in order to sustain your tax exemption, because essentially you're not paying taxes because you're doing a charitable service. So anyhow, that was just a quick breakdown of the different facets of business. Typically when people are getting started, if you've never done this before, people start with a sole prop. Okay, so sole proprietorship. So again, it's really cool that you guys kind of keep this kind of stuff in mind. And if you're all in I don't know what city, state that you guys live in. Some of you guys are coming in from different states, but I know if you're in California, the tax liability can be a little different than other states. So you want to look this kind of stuff. What are my taxes as a business owner in the state of? So you want to do your homework. And I find that the people that put in the effort in the beginning to do the research, the study, the homework, those are the ones that typically are set up to succeed. The ones who just dive in and don't know what kind of pool they're diving into because they didn't do the homework, they're not as successful as the ones who put in the sweat equity in the beginning. So do your research. Now, again, when you're establishing all of this stuff and trying to settle into what you want to do, the money part is the biggest part. Again, I hear it all the time. I want to be rich, but you got to keep in mind that it's going to take an investment on your part to get started. So how many of you guys who want to have your own company have started saving money? Oh, I love all the me's. Come on now. Good. So, okay. So when I started this company about 20 years ago, I put all of my savings into it. I worked very hard and I saved. I had something called a 401k. I took an early retirement from the company I was working for, and I took all of that money and I put it into building my company. I also bought a building. So it was a huge leap and it cost a lot of money, but I saved for it. And as I was saving for it, I was volunteering for other organizations so that I could get some experience in doing what I want to do. So that next tip is definitely make sure you're starting to get serious and save money for your company. If you really want to start a company, you want to have some capital to start with. And the next thing is start. Again, it's going back to that get started. Start doing it. If somebody else is doing this, volunteer. Come in as a volunteer and help somebody with their YouTube channel that already has one and it's working. Volunteer. I see the skateboard company. Are you working for someone who sells skateboards? Are you going in and looking up, let's say, for instance, a Tony Hawk or someone who's made big business doing this kind of stuff? Like, start volunteering, working with people that are already doing this. Are you helping to maintain a skate park? Something along those lines. I also saw somebody say tacos. Man, if you're looking to make money selling tacos, you have so much opportunity to get experience in doing that. So maybe you don't need the experience of how to make your tacos, but you might need experience in how to price the sell of one taco, or how to price a meal, or how to package the meal, or how to find the packaging. You want to start working with people on a volunteer basis if you can, so that you can start growing. Do you guys understand what I mean by that? That's super key. If you got it, give me a thumbs up if you understand the importance of volunteering. Yeah. I see it. Good. Okay. So again, when I first started, as I was saving, as I was preparing, as I was doing my research, as I was, looking for other people that were doing what I was doing, as I was interviewing people, I went into schools, I went into community centers, I would teach in churches, I would look for other dance studios, and I would go in and I would volunteer. Now, I didn't volunteer one day. I didn't volunteer 1 week. I didn't volunteer 1 month. For some of these entities, I volunteered for years. But what it helped me do was to hone my craft. And when I say that, it means it helped me to become an expert in what I'm doing. And I learned all these other skills that I needed in order to do what I'm doing today. So when you position yourself to volunteer so that you can grow your craft and test out your recipes, don't think you're going to get it in a day. You're not. You want to make sure that you are consistent in your practice time or your volunteer time or your service time so that you can grow. And I find that this is the tip that most people are not a huge fan of, but I'll tell you, it's the tip that's going to help you be successful and really truly make money, because you're learning from people that are already doing what you're seeking to do. So volunteering, yeah. You got to consider that if it's your goal to grow. And I'll also offer you this. When you volunteer for somebody that's already doing what you're doing, you want to know what has happened to a couple of young people I work with that I've built entrepreneurship for. They started volunteering for people, and these people actually gave them business. So not only were they just showing up to learn and volunteer, these people that they would work with saw their work ethic, their commitment to the craft, and they started channeling customers to them. They started giving them money. They invested in them. They started buying them equipment. They shared their contacts with them. They gave them the steps that they needed to be successful, because they put themselves in position to work with somebody else, help somebody else on a volunteer basis. And then the outcome was them having their businesses. So I'm telling you, I can't tell you how massive this particular step is, but I know that this is the step that most people choose to miss. So again, remember, we're talking about side hustle. That means your side business. That means making money on the side, doing something that you love, that we hope will grow into something you can do full time, that not only provides you with the lifestyle that you want to live, but feeds your family and helps lots of other people. And again, building that network through volunteering is so super key. So again, I hope you guys are writing these down. So come on, I'm activating you now. I'm telling you, I want you to start feeding me back. Give me some of the steps that I've given you already now. What's number one? Oh, come on now. What's number one? Yes, yes, yes. What do you want to do? Very, very good. Yes, thank you. Thank you. What's number two? Think of the name. Think of the name. There you go. There you go. What is this thing? What is it doing? All right. What's number three? Yes, get started. Woo! Yes, yes, yes. And part of that getting started is definitely the research. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love the listening. That's super key. What's number four? Your branding. Yes, yes, yes. Whoever said branding, you're right on. There you go. Okay, so some of you guys are saying set up a bank account, save money. That's 5, 6. 5, 6. All that money stuff is 5, 6. There you go. There you go. All right. And what's number 7? What's number 7? It's the last one. It's the one I just said. Yes, volunteer. I see it. Volunteer. Volunteer. And again, that's one of the challenging ones, but that's one of the things you can do to get started is just by volunteering in your craft. So again, some vocalists, some people that want to make money, why aren't you hitting up some of these studios that's already making hits? They would love, there's internship programs in every single industry, and they're looking for young people just like you. So if you're not looking up labels as an artist, if you're not looking up like YouTube, and for a YouTuber, they have internship programs all the time. Local colleges, your high schools, all of these people can help you establish internships, which is in a sense a volunteer opportunity with organizations that can help you get to your dream, your goal of hitting the entrepreneurship status. So make sure that you are considering number 7. Okay, so now can I give you number 8? Thumbs up if you're ready. Don't you give me no thumbs down. I don't like those thumbs down. Give me thumbs up if you're ready. Smiley faces. Give me some hearts. Come on, you guys. Make me happy. Yeah. Thank you. I feel the love. Okay, number 8. Write the plan. So over time, the more you work these different steps, you're going to get more ideas and more steps. You want to write these things down and break them down into time. So I work a great deal in teaching my teams about time management. One of the hardest ways to have a successful company is to be a person who doesn't value time. Remember this, write this down. Number 8, time is money. Time is money. You guys write that down? Good. Time is money. And what that means is you got to budget time the same way you budget money. You have to have a game plan for every single day. Now, if you're one of those people that plays video games all night long and then you don't get up early enough to be in class on time and you're late and everything you do is late and you didn't finish your homework and then you procrastinated because you're playing video games, unless you have a YouTube channel or a Twitch account with millions of followers and you're getting checks, you should not be spending hours and 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 hours playing video games and compromising the other stuff that you're supposed to do, your responsibilities. Take care of your responsibilities and then do the extra stuff. So here's why. Time is money. You want to budget every single hour of the day. If you budget every single hour of the day, you're going to get closer and closer to the things that you want to achieve as far as a company. Now, most people start a side hustle or a side business and you don't have a boss. You're the boss. What happens when you're the boss and you are not following a schedule? Something's going to get missed. And when things get missed in a company, it costs the company money. Remember that. So you want to have a plan for the day. How many of you guys have an agenda, a planner, um, a calendar, something, and anything like that. How many of you guys? Okay, I see that. Good, 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 good. Every day. Ooh, thank you. I like it. A phone calendar. That's perfect. Yep. Yep. Got a schedule. Perfect. 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 Okay. So those of you that answer that you already have something that helps you plan your day, you guys are like 50,000 miles ahead of everybody else on the success path because you're already measuring the time in your day and you're giving everything in the day an assigned window of time. Now, hopefully you're accomplishing it, but when you have your own company, that's vital. Things will come along to distract you. Things will come along to detour you. Things will come along to derail you. But if you stick to your schedule window of time for a set of responsibilities, it makes it a lot harder for you to get distracted, derailed, and eventually that stuff can lead to your company being destroyed. Most companies don't fail because the product is bad. Most companies fail because there's not a proper system and infrastructure built and practice that creates a culture of growth and strategic success because they're not managing time. So again, you want to make sure that you are following time. So as we're mapping out, our time is money. As we're mapping out, you want to take care of your day-to-day responsibilities, but plug in time to work on your company. Now, for me, when I was working a job, I also happened to be a mom. It was difficult for me to do both in the beginning because I would work all day and then I'd have to work my company at night. And then I'd have to get up very early in the morning, 4 a.m., which is something I still practice. I still get up very early in the morning. And so I would have to get up very early in the morning to get more of my company stuff done and then go to work. So when you're doing both, for example, some of you all are students. I was a full-time college student. I had 3 kids at the time, and I was still building a company. So I had to be a mom, go to college, work my job, stay up late, do homework, get up early, finish homework, do my company stuff, then go to school. So I'm just telling you, there's some commitment, extreme commitment to the dream, the goal. But if you really want it, these are the kinds of things that you're going to have to think about that you may have to do. So again, I had to be so intentional about my time. I couldn't sleep in. That wasn't an opportunity for me because I wanted to build a multi-million-dollar company. So sleep had to come later. I had to work. So those disciplines that I built during that time, that work ethic, that managing of my time, that getting up early, staying up late if I have to, getting a nap here, being mom here, budgeting all of those things out, I still use that practice today. The only difference between today and years ago is I spend more time on an airplane than I do in a car right now. I fly all over the place doing what I do. And so I have to budget my time differently. So now I'm not necessarily always working at a desk. Now I'm working on a plane or in an airport or in my car with a driver on my way from this place to this place. So it's a different thing, but the disciplines are the same. You budget your time. And if you can get this practice now, you guys are all young and creative and amazing. If you can get this practice now, I'm telling you, you guys are going to be so like leaps and bounds beyond anybody else in the game by the time you really hit the ground running. So these disciplines are super important. Time is everything. Okay, so I saw a couple of times in there, someone wants to do stocks. I think those are great things. But are the person who said they want to trade stocks, are you saving money? Because I saw that a couple of times, and I know that investment, if you're going to get into investing, you want to consider the gamut of things. So again, stock, yes, you can make money, but you got to understand the risk behind that. So do your homework when you're looking at stocks. That's number one. Number two, there's other things that you can invest in. How many of you guys are thinking about buying property? How many of you guys are thinking about, when I think about investing, I invest in my company. So I take what money I make, I put it back in my company. I take I roll my dice, I take my risk on my organization. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? So I think sometimes people think, oh, if I get the right stock, it'll be great. Well, okay, but there's a lot of practice and study that goes into something like that. So some of you guys have asked, I've kind of plugged along here. Some of you guys have asked, you need help, or how do I, or I want to make money, or I want you to now take this next little bit of time to start asking me some questions as it pertains to your specific stuff. And I'm going to see if I can answer them so I can help you get started. And as you guys are formulating your questions, I want to make sure that you have, a way to reach out to me after this moment. So you guys jot down, I'll give you my social, I'll even give you my email. So if you just want to talk to me specifically about your business and your company and moving things along, you can reach me after this 1 hour. I find that sometimes when I do these things and it's just an hour, that's not enough time to really, truly help people. And that's my goal, is now that I've reached what I've reached and I'm still growing, I want to make sure that I'm helping people beyond the moment. So I'm going to give you guys my Instagrams, I'm going to give you and my emails, and I'm going to give you my website. So if you can, real quick, write them down or send yourself a note or put them in the chat or share with somebody. But here we go. So as you guys are, again, coming up with your questions, I'm going to give you all my stuff. Oh, some of you guys are going to have to enter those questions again because they come and then they go. Okay, so let me give you my stuff really quickly. My email is all of us. That's right, all of us at studio, the letter T, dance.com. Again, all of us at studiotdance.com. My personal Instagram, and you can I answer my stuff. I have a staff. Thank you for putting that in there. All of us at studiotdance.com. That's perfect. Thank you. My personal Instagram, which I see all the DMs and stuff like that. So if you want to hit me, you can do that. It's sweet, TEE time. Sweet, TEE time. So if you have any questions after this moment, just DM me. I'll hook you up. I promise. Sweet Tea Time. My other Instagram for my company is Studio T Arts. Again, that's Studio T, the letter T, Arts. No. My Instagram is Sweet TEE, like my name. TEE time. Sweet Tea Time. That's my Instagram. And again, you can DM me. It's all kinds of stuff on there. I'm constantly teaching. So Sweet Tea Time. The other one, thank you. That's perfect. The other one is Studio, the letter T, Arts. And I don't have the Gmail for you, but I'll give you my email one more time. All of us at, that's perfect. Thank you, Rand. All of us at studiotdance.com. And then let me give you my website. My website, you can see all the stuff we do and see if there's something there that you like. I'm always looking for interns who want to learn and grow, especially in the realm of entrepreneurship, dance, the arts, making movies, videos, social media content, all of that stuff. There's always opportunity for me. And if you're in California, I'm statewide. If you're in another city, another state, another country, we do a ton of stuff virtually. So you want to find out if there's anything on our website that you like that we can help you grow in, because we already have programs. And I have a whole program called Side Hustle Academy, which is free. And it's every week you show up, we help you grow, we help you learn to make money, et cetera, et cetera. It's yes, you get paid. I pay my people, I pay my interns, but you got to do some stuff. The website is studiotarts.org. That's studio, the letter T, arts.org. Studio, the letter T, arts.org. Okay, so there you go. That's all my stuff. Reach out to me if I can help you after this moment. I got a handful of minutes, so I want to answer some questions that you guys have. So can some of you guys just, I know there's a bunch of them that popped up on the lower end of the screen, but I'm going to need those questions again. Let's see. Good bandmates. Okay. So Ava, you said you need to find good bandmates. Let me ask you a question. Do you have any social media platforms, anything where you can do like a casting call or a call? like something that where you can say, hey, I'm looking for bandmates. And when you say good bandmates, what do you need? Do you need a good bass guitarist? Do you need a dope drummer? Do you need a percussionist? Do you need some backup vocalist? Do you need somebody that is really good at working the soundboard? Do you need a DJ, someone that can just kind of mix music for you? What kind of bandmates do you need? Be very specific. And then once you figure out that specific set of people that you need as bandmates, put it out there on social. Make sure all your family, all your friends know about it. Tell them what you're looking for. The best way to find people to help you is to tell people in your network to tell the people in their network what you need, but you have to be clear about what you need. Can you make enough money going on tour as a dancer? Yes, but you're going to have to work very hard and a lot. And it starts with training. Before you can get on tour, you got to be training and putting yourselves in auditions and around people. Now, this is a vein that I know a lot about, and I'm happy to have another conversation with you. If you're the dancer that wants to go on tour, let me see you, and I can help you make that happen. What is your website? StudioTArts.org. Next question, is it worth having multiple businesses? I do. I have 7, but I started with 1. So master 1 and then add. What is the earliest to start? Right now. The earliest to start is now. Am I a competitive dancer? I used to be. Now I don't need to be. I'm the top of my craft. How would you get your work out there if you want to become an author? Okay, so if you want to become an author, to get your work out there is if you have Instagram, Facebook. Some of the things that I'm seeing right now is people are just putting excerpts from their written content, just putting it out there with like a little reel that has their written a section or paragraph or 7 of their chapter, and then they land it with looking for publishing or looking for whatever, or looking for someone to help me expand my opportunities to have published work. But start putting it out there. And just in little chunks, poems, little poems, little short stories, just start getting it out there, and then tell people that I can expand on this, or I have several chapters of this, hit me. And then people will start reaching out to you. One of the best places to do that is LinkedIn and Facebook. So if you don't have those 2, jump on those 2. Is it hard starting a business? Yes, but only if you consider it work and not passion. If you're passionate about it and you absolutely love what you're doing, it's not hard. It's just what you do. So if you're thinking right now, is it hard or is this going to be difficult? Then you might have to kind of think about what it is that you're wanting to start. Is it a lot of work? Yes. Is it hard? I wouldn't say what I do is hard. I would say what I do is a lot of work, but it's worth it. How was one transition from one business to multiple business? That's a great question. Really, truly going from one business to 7 business. What really happened was I saw a need here, but then things in the world changed, and I could see that, okay, in order to help these people, they need this and this and this. So expanding it just took, number 1, I had to add a team. I had to build my team up, and I had to train other people to do what I do. So that was a bit of a challenge, but it was a worth it challenge. So as I was adding people, it gave me the capacity to do more. And then I think what made it the most challenging, I wouldn't say hard, I would say like all the paperwork and trademarks and, making sure all my brands are protected and there's good solid separation, especially with the bookkeeping between all the different companies. So there's a lot of work, and I had to hire professionals. Like I have accounting teams, bookkeepers, accountants, all of those people. And with one company, this you can kind of do it yourself, but with 7, you got to have other people come along and help you, not just with the doing of the business, but also managing all the money, like moving all the money around, making sure all the bills are paid, et cetera, et cetera. So that kind of stuff is what really, offered some added challenge going from 1 and then scaling up, is because I had to bring in other kinds of professionals and train up other people to be on the team with me to help me grow. That's a great question. It was a challenging transition, but it was a worth it challenge. Let's see. What's a way to start producing music without software? Acapella. Just start singing. And I'm a percussionist, so I just start making beats on stuff. Growing up, I grew up my family, we didn't have money. Like we were broke, like broke. We didn't get to eat every day. It was bad. Like top ramen was like Thanksgiving. It was bad. So I didn't have money for instruments, and we went to a poor school and they didn't have instruments. So I learned how to just make beats on table. And we, that's when rap was just coming out and stuff like that. So we made our own beats. There's nothing that can stop you. So if you want to start making music without software, start with what you got. What do you have that you can make a melody out of? Or, ready? It's one of our points. Go volunteer somewhere. Go intern somewhere that has the instrumentation or the software you need so you can get your volunteer hours in, but then you can use their stuff when you're done interning in order to start producing your own music. And I can tell you right now, I have young people that do that stuff. We do it at like some of the biggest radio stations here. Like they'll let us come in and do our intern stuff, but then they also let us use all of their stuff. And eventually some of my talent and myself, we make it on the air. So it's really dope. But start volunteering somewhere where they do have this software. And then as far as mixing music, we have partnerships with people like Adobe. So we have access to the entire Creative Suite. So if you become a part of our Side Hustle program, you get the Adobe Creative Suite for a whole year. And that will give you access to editing software. So that's also an option for you. But again, get started with what you have and then build from there. There's always a way, always a way. And then I see the question, how much do you pay interns? That depends on how hard you work. How much do you think you're worth? What's your value? It's not $5, I'll tell you that. We take care of you, but everything's measured. So if you put in the equity, you put in the hard work, we compensate you for that. And it's not that we're paying you to do the work, we're rewarding you for being consistent in the program. There's a difference. It's not an hourly rate. It's a reward for being consistent and growing in the program. So we definitely pay you. And bravo to you that's selling bracelets. That's what's up. Gabriel, thank you for asking that question. What do you do in the program? You learn anything from how to build your business, how to start a business, how to build your brand online, videography, photography, graphic design, social media, campaign development. And then you take all of those skills. Like we go all over the place. My kids that are in that program, they do red carpet events like in Hollywood. So if you've ever thought about, you see people on the carpet taking the picture. If you Google my stuff, you'll see me on some of that stuff too. But I take my teams with me, and they're the ones actually holding the cameras and behind the scenes and helping with setting up sound and all of that stuff. So you even get access to opportunities in real world experiences where you get to use some of the stuff that we're teaching you. And I think that's the most valuable part, because then it's an easy pathway into whatever industry you want. So one of the really cool things as far as remuneration on what you get by being a side hustle intern is you get access to opportunities. And I'm not the only program like that. I promise you, there's lots of programs all over that are helping young people like you. Okay, well, thank you very much. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh, I still see lots of you guys here. Do you guys have any more questions? We got a minute. I really appreciate all your feedback, Giovanni. I like seeing you pop up. I like the interaction. Thank you. Bye-bye.